Hello, hello. We're going to get started in 2 minutes. And we're doing breath work tonight. If you're already on with me, welcome, welcome. Okay, it's 8 p.m. on the dot. Here we go. We're going live on Facebook and YouTube and Zoom tonight. I'm Jennifer Houghton, and the subject for tonight is breath work. And it's going to be an experiential session tonight. I'm going to talk for a little bit, and then we'll dive right into the breath work. So here I am in Quebec, and it's springtime, and it feels so wonderful. My neighbor across the street, Harry, a wonderful fellow, he took me up in the bush. We went and we got some sap. We brought it down. We boiled it, and we boiled it, and we boiled it, and then we boiled it some more. And we ended up with about 2 liters of maple syrup, and it's the most delicious thing I've ever tasted. I'm going to rave about it until it's all gone. So I hope weather is nice where you are, wherever you're watching from. Okay, so let's talk about the breath. So I've been teaching yoga and fitness and meditation and breath work for a long time now. The breath work that we're going to do tonight, it's called the 4-part breath work, and it's a process that's unique to the classes that I teach. I developed it. And before we get into it, let's talk about why should you do breath work? Because you're like, Jennifer, I'm breathing. Why do I need to practice doing breath work? Well, there's a whole lot of reasons. One of them is that we are born with the capacity to breathe fully, to breathe to our full capacity. And if you've ever watched a toddler asleep, you'll see that their whole belly rises and falls. If they breathe in and breathe out, you can see there's no tight muscles holding things in, nothing is restricting it. Their muscles are functioning fully, so they're able to contract as much as they need to and then release as much as they need to. And over time, we human beings, we get tight and we get tense in our belly, in our back, and in the chest, and in the neck, and in the shoulders. And our main muscle of breathing, the diaphragm, that starts to lose its strength. So you might end up with some really tight back muscles, and then your diaphragm muscle isn't as strong as it should be. So then we end up with dysfunctional breathing. And now I don't want you to worry about it too much, because we're going to work on changing it. But dysfunctional breathing means that instead of breathing using your diaphragm muscle and seeing your lower belly expand as you breathe in and subside as you breathe out, what you might end up seeing is when you breathe in, your shoulders go up, and then they go down when you breathe out. You breathe in, the shoulders go up, and then they go down when you breathe out. And I had one lady in my yoga class say to me, oh my God, I thought that's the way we were supposed to be breathing, because I'd go to the doctor, he'd put the stethoscope on me and he'd go breathe in, and it's supposed to look like this, right? No. So that's one of the reasons we need to work on bringing the breathing back to its full functionality. It can help to loosen up tight muscles. Sometimes when we end up in that dysfunctional breathing pattern, we recruit muscles that aren't supposed to be used for breathing. So neck muscles and shoulder muscles get recruited if you're breathing that dysfunctional way, and you can actually create unnecessary shoulder tension and neck tension from that kind of breathing. So the kind of breathing that we're going to do tonight, and we're going to do over the month of April, we're going to be strengthening the diaphragm. Anytime you do deep breathing, you're strengthening your diaphragm muscle. When we do shallow chest breathing instead of deep breathing into the lower lobes of the lungs, that's a fight or flight reaction. And so when we go into fight or flight, we start to breathe through the mouth. We breathe quickly, we breathe shallowly. And when we're doing it, when there's not a threat, because we're stressed out all the time and we're doing this dysfunctional breathing, when the body senses that we're doing and breathing into the chest, to signal to the body and the brain and the nervous system that there's an emergency. So I talked about this quite a bit on Sunday. If you weren't able to get to the presentation I did on Sunday, April 10th, it's in the Facebook group, and I'm also going to email it out to everybody on my email list. You'll get the recording of it. It's also on YouTube Live. The recording will be available on YouTube. And I talked extensively about what happens with the breath when we go into fight or flight. So if we're doing that dysfunctional breathing, it signals to the brain and the nervous system, the body, that it's an emergency, even though it really isn't. And then the body starts to do that whole complex of fight or flight reactions. It starts to divert blood and energy away from the internal organs, away from digestion. It starts to put blood and energy out to the arms and legs, which leads to muscle tension when we don't actually need to fight or flee. And we also produce stress hormones when we go into fight or flight, cortisol and adrenaline. Now, when we switch that up and we go back to the functional breathing and we start to breathe into the lower lobes of the lungs, we're doing slower breaths, we're breathing through the nose, that signals to the body that it can shift into relaxation response. So it can start to produce the relaxation hormones like serotonin and the happy hormones like endorphins. It can start to reprioritize the organs that get deprioritized when we're in fight or flight. So it starts to divert energy back to digestion, back to reproductive organs, back to organs of elimination. Also, when we're breathing deeply into the lower lobes of the lungs, there's more capillaries there. So we're getting more oxygen to the body. More oxygen means less fatigue, and it means better sleep. It means your muscles can function and relax better. Those are just some of the reasons why we want to move away from dysfunctional breathing back into functional breathing. And also, when we strengthen our diaphragm, it can help with a weak back. It can help with with back pain. So that's a subject for a whole other time. There's like hours you could talk about that. So I'll go into that at some later date. The practice that we're going to do today, the 4-part breath work, is unique to the yoga that I teach. It's a program that I developed, and it's going to help you to discover where you're tight and where you're not breathing to your full capacity, and how to reestablish breath that comes to your full capacity, full deep breathing. So the 4 parts are your lower belly, like around your belly button. So that's what I'm referring to when I talk about your belly in the 4-part breath work. And then around your midsection, just above the belly button, where your lower rib cage is, all around the body. And then between the girls, right in the center of the chest, between the bros, like right in the center where your breastbone is. And then the upper chest, so just below your collarbones. Your lungs come right up to your collarbones. They come right up to here and go all the way down. So in a minute, we're going to start to do the actual breath work, and you can stay seated for that, but you could also lie down. So when you're laying down for this breath work, it's best to lie on the floor, so the carpet, so that you're warm and comfortable. You could also lie on a yoga mat or 2 or 3. If you don't have that available to you, you can lie on a couch. Just make sure that you can extend your legs fully if possible. If you need to bend your knees when you're laying down, that's okay too. I'm just telling you this now so that you can start to think about where we're going to go in a minute, so that you can rearrange your computer, your phone, however you're watching, so that you can get laying down. But before we do that, we're going to do something that helps to loosen up the lungs and help us to breathe easier. So you can sit or you can stand for this one, and you're just going to arrange your fingers kind of like this, like a little crane. And you're going to start tapping, just gentle, comfortable tapping. And we're going to tap around the right lung, and then we're going to tap around the left lung. So start tapping around the whole lung area. You can go under the armpit, onto the side ribs, tap in the center where your breastbone is, just randomly all around. Tap on the breast tissue, just whatever feels comfortable for you. Not too hard. Go underneath the breast or the pecs, and lower ribs, just as far down as the lower ribs. Take some deep breaths while we're doing this. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your mouth. And then relax. Whew. Notice how the right lung, I'm mirroring you, so your right lung feels different from your left lung right now. Or maybe it doesn't. Now, ladies, if you're at home and you can do this and it feels comfortable, because for some women it doesn't feel comfortable, but if it feels more comfortable for you, you go ahead and take off that brassiere. Because I don't know about you, but those things always cut off my breathing. So set them free. But if setting them free like causes you back pain or neck pain, just keep the bra on or whatever you need to do. Okay, let's do the other side. So fingers kind of like this and start tapping. Take some deep breaths. Tap through the center, all over, go to the side ribs, pectoral area. This one is really satisfying if there's somebody else with you and you can do the same on each other's backs. More taps. And then relax. Move your shoulders around. Loosen things up. Rotate your head from side to side. Do a few head tilts. Move things around. If you want, you can reach up, big stretch. Shift from side to side a little. Do some gentle twisting. Okay. Let's get into the breath work. So this breath work is not only an exploratory journey, but it's also going to induce the relaxation response in your body. When we're done, if you want to, you can just keep laying there as long as you want. Okay, get yourself comfortable, and you can either have, you're lying down, face up. You can either have legs straight or you can have knees bent, whatever is comfortable for you. If you can have a little bit of a pillow under your head, just, something this thick, not so much of a pillow that you're tilting your head and you're closing off the front of your neck. So try and keep the front of your neck open and your head in a neutral position. Feel your body settling into the support beneath you. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale through your mouth. Keep going. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. And if you want to, you can let out a big sigh like I just did. That's going to help your body relax even more. Do a few more like that. Inhale through your nose. And if you can, when you're exhaling, like some people want to exhale like, you can start to think about, and we'll do more of this later on, but you can start to think about doing a ha sound. So it's like you're breathing onto a mirror and you're trying to fog it up. Do one more. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. And as you exhale, let everything relax. Legs relax, shoulders relax, back relaxes. Take a sip of water anytime you want to throughout this practice. Especially if your mouth or your throat starts to feel dry. All right, for starters, let your breath return to its own easy, natural rhythm. See if you can just let it flow on its own. Observe it without trying to make anything happen. And we'll start to move into part one. So the belly right around where your belly button is. And if you want, you can place your hand on your belly button, just palm down, letting your hand rest there gently. And notice if you feel a rise and fall of your belly as you breathe in and breathe out. This is just your natural breathing, just noticing. And if you don't, it's okay. We're gonna work it. We're gonna make things happen. The magic is gonna happen tonight. Or tomorrow, or maybe next time. It's coming. Okay, so now we're going to start to make things happen in the breath. So you're going to focus your awareness in your belly, around your belly button, and you're going to inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Make them full deep breaths and focus, concentrate, see if you can feel like you're drawing your breath deep into your belly so that as you inhale, the belly expands. And as you exhale, the belly subsides. Inhale, tummy expands. Exhale, belly relaxes. Keep going like that. And here's the thing. We talk about this in yoga a lot. We use the verbiage. We say, breathe into your belly. But we all know that we're not actually drawing oxygen into our tummy. It's not going into your belly, but it is going into the lower lobes of your lungs. When you are feeling like and consciously and deliberately breathing deep into the lobes of your lungs, and your diaphragm is functioning properly. So your diaphragm is like an umbrella. It's like the shape of an umbrella, and it goes around your body, right around the area of your lower ribs. And so each time you breathe in, the diaphragm presses down. And each time you breathe out, the diaphragm presses up. Breathe in, diaphragm goes down, and belly has to expand because that muscle is pushing down on the contents of your lower body. So it's got to go somewhere. So it's going to expand out, right? And it's because of the movement of the diaphragm. Now, if you're finding that that's not happening, if your belly is not expanding as you breathe in, which it should be, fake it. Fake it till you make it. Use your muscles, whatever muscles you need to get your belly to expand as you breathe in, and let it relax as you breathe out. Forget about abs of steel. Just let that notion go for now. Let your belly fully expand. Stretch it as you inhale and let it relax. You're going to do 2 more full deep breaths. Faking it if you need to. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale. Inhale, belly expands. Exhale. Nice. How'd that go? So just let everything relax, soften, feel easy. So let your breath flow on its own for a moment here without making anything happen. And observe your body. Like, notice, did something tense up somewhere? Your legs, your neck, your jaw. And if it seems like something is unnecessarily tensed up, let it relax. Say, it's okay, you can relax now. Everything is okay. Each time you do this deep breathing, your diaphragm is going to get stronger. So if it's a little dysfunctiony now and you're doing, it'll come. Okay, let's move into part 2, which is the area around your lower ribs. So with your breath just moving on its own, if you want to, you can place your hands on your belly just above your belly button. Or you can take like the backs of your fingertips and place. Actually, no, let's start with just the front here. So with your natural breath, is your midsection rising? And it's going to be more subtle than the belly movement. Is it rising a little bit and then falling? So if you're lying on the ground, your belly is going to rise towards the sky. Or you're lying on a couch, if you're lying down. Now let's move to the side ribs. So you can take the backs of your fingers and very gently touch them against your lower side ribs, or the heels of your palms and touch them against your lower side ribs. Let your shoulders relax. Let your elbows relax. And with your natural breathing, are you feeling your lower side ribs expand outwards as you breathe in and then soften as you breathe out? So it could be very subtle. Lower side ribs will expand outwards as you breathe in and subside as you breathe out. So the movement of the diaphragm is making this happen, and the expansion of the lower lobes of your lungs. Inhale, things expand. Exhale, they relax. Now let's move from letting things happen on their own to actually making things happen with your breath. So focus on that part of your body. Inhale, feel your lower side ribs expand out sideways, and then let them subside. So you're consciously and deliberately breathing into that section of your body. Full deep inhale through your nose. Complete exhale through your mouth. If you are sitting and you're starting to feel a little dizzy, because you might, if you're not used to getting this much oxygen, maybe you need to sit down, or maybe you need to lie down rather. I don't want you to fall off your chair. 2 more slow, big, deep breaths, just like that. Still focusing on expanding around your lower ribs. At the bottom of your next exhale, let everything relax. Whew. Good job. Working the diaphragm. And if you got any tension anywhere that pops up unnecessarily, make note. And then give it the message, you can soften, you can relax. Everything's all right. Good things are happening right now. Okay, let's move up into part 3. So part 3 is between the girls, center of the chest, breastbone. So there's a bone there. So any movement that is happening there is going to be very subtle. So just with your normal breath, just noticing is there movement. So the breastbone, if you're lying on the floor, the breastbone is going to move up towards the sky as you inhale and then soften. as you exhale. Just noticing for now. And if you want to, you can take those fingers, put them on your breastbone if that helps you notice what's going on, or just gently rest your fingers. Whatever way helps you connect with that part. Let's move into the full deep inhale, a complete exhale through the mouth. Inhale through your nose. So you're noticing if your breastbone is moving up towards the sky and down as you exhale. If that ain't happening, start to fake it till you make it. So you're stretching, you're using your breath to stretch your muscles from the inside. Big opening, big stretch. And as that breastbone is moving, you might also notice that the rest of your lungs all around are moving as well. There's expansion, front, side, and back. Inhale and exhale. Do 2 more. Inhale through the nose. Take the last breath as long as you can get it. Full, complete inhale. Full, satisfying exhale. And then, relax. Take a sip of water if you need one. So we've moved up. We're not working the diaphragm as much here, but it's still working. And we want to see where we're tight. What we're doing is we're noticing which part of the, like which segment has tightness. And in some people, oh, maybe it's all of them. And in some people, maybe it's one. Like for me, it's that place between the girls, the breastbone area. That's always been my tight area. And when I went through a whole lot of stress and trauma in the past few years, like it all accumulated right there. And it took me some doing some of this breath work, really with a lot of focused attention in order to loosen it up. And it felt like this clump of mud just went over time. So maybe your tightness is in your lower belly, maybe it's in the midsection, maybe it's in the center of the chest, or maybe it's up here. So let's go up here now. So if you can, take your hands to rest just below your collarbones. So your lungs come up here. So let your elbows and your shoulders relax so you're not like penguin or something. Just let them relax. Normal breathing. And you're going to notice if this part of your lungs, it's part of your chest is rising this way, not this way. Is it rising this way? So your lungs are expanding as you inhale and then relaxing and softening, subsiding as you exhale. Normal breathing. Now let's start to full deep breathe, and you're going to consciously and deliberately breathe into this part of your body. Other parts are going to be expanding and moving too. That's good. But we're going to focus on trying to get this to expand as much as we can. Deep breath in through the nose. Exhale everything. Keep going. If it's bothering you to hold your hands there, just keep going without them there. With your awareness in that part of your body. Do 2 more. Full inhale. Complete exhale. And then let it. Everything softens. What did you find? Are you tight anywhere? Are things maybe not expanding as much as you think they can or know they can, right? As we age, we get into these habits of holding tension in certain parts of our bodies. And this will help to identify any tension that you're holding in your torso, back, front, sides, all around, and how it's restricting your breathing. Okay. So now imagine that your torso, your whole torso is like a balloon. We're going to do a few more of those full, complete deep breaths. As you inhale, that whole balloon is going to expand in all directions, up, back, sides, front, down. That whole balloon is moving. So here we go. Deep inhale through the nose. Exhale. Inhale, expand everything. Go at your own pace. You don't have to match my rhythm. Inhale, expand everything. Exhale, feel it subside, soften, let go. Two more. Breathe deeply. Relax. One more, the fullest, deepest, strongest, most powerful inhale you've ever done through your nose. And then the most complete, absolute, complete exhale you've ever done. So every little drop of air is going to come out. Nice. So just a couple more. Inhale through the nose and let out some sighs. When you vocalize, when you make a sound, when you exhale, that helps with the relaxation response. The vibrations of the vocalization help your body to relax. So sometimes when I'm in the car, I do a heck of a lot of that. Playing around with different pitch. Maybe not do it when I'm waiting in line at Walmart. All right. So just like any yoga practice, today we're going to finish off with Shavasana. And if you like, you can continue to lay there as long as you need to, as long as you like. You can let your eyes gently close. Shift your body so it's feeling fully comfortable. If you are sitting, you can lie down now. With your awareness, scan your body. If you find any spots that still feel tense, take a deep breath into that area. As you inhale, feel the tissues gently expand. As you exhale, feel them soften, relax, release, and let go. Let your body fully relax into the support beneath you. Let the front of your body feel open and light, easy. Let go of any want, need, or desire to control the breath. And see if you can feel as if the breath is breathing you. Effortless, easy, and satisfying. And you can remain here for as long as you like. And when you're ready to come back into the world, come back into the room, you can either follow my count, which I'm about to do, or you can ignore my count and do your own count whenever you like. When I count to 3, you're going to come back into the room feeling refreshed. And 1, 2, 3, eyes open, feeling refreshed. Namaste.